And our focus continues to be on the NEET exam. What happened during the NEET exam? Is there a scam? Has there been a paper leak? A lot of these questions, remember, that have been doing the rounds for the last many days. We've seen the Supreme Court also looking into the entire case. The Supreme Court making it very clear that there are serious issues, and this is the reason why the entire matter needs to be investigated. Then also came the very first response from Dharmendra Pradhan, the Education Minister, who earlier has also, remember, taken to Twitter to respond to what a lot of Congress leaders, including Mallikarjun Kharge, have said. And Dharmendra Pradhan says that there is absolutely no kind of proof to say that there has been a scam or a paper leak or any kind of corruption. He continues to maintain that the Congress should not stoke sentiments. We'll, in fact, bring out that tweet on your screens in also just a moment. But what about the crux of the entire story? Is it just the NEET or the larger paper leak menace that the country has also seen? Remember, as per different investigations, there are 40+ paper leaks that the country has seen in the last 5 years at least. These have been reported from different states under different governments. But right now, as we keep our focus on NEET, what is it that can be done? What is it that should be done? And what about the students? Because even as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, tons of students are out on the streets. They continue to say that we also deserve a fair chance. Do remember, you had about 24 lakh candidates who appeared for the exam this time on May the 5th that was held across more than 4,700 centers across the entire country. The results were initially expected to be announced on June the 14th, but they're released on June the 4th. Now, the students say that this coincided with the election result date, and all this was done, they again say, to kind of shield the entire nexus that has been involved in paper leak. Clearly, a lot of charges, counter charges. But first up, like I said, we also have a response from the Education Minister, who earlier has spoken of the entire issue.
पेपर लीक की हमारे पास कोई जानकारी नहीं है। मैंने उस रीट पिटीशन को अनुध्यान कराया, कोई भी एक भी जगह पे प्रमाण नहीं है। एक एलिगेशन पेपर लीक हुआ है, कहाँ है प्रमाण हुआ है? एक दो चीजों की न्यूज आइटम पे अगर प्रमाण आधारित होता है तब कोर्ट उसको विचार करेगी, सरकार अपना पक्ष रखेगी। वो कोर्ट में 8 जुलाई को चर्चा भी होगी, वो कोर्ट के सामने है। ये जो 3 प्रेस्टिजियस परीक्षा होते हैं, नीट, जेई और सीयूईटी, इसमें से देश की 50 लाख से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स की हर एक साल अभी एग्जामिनेशन हो रहा है। विश्वसनीयता बढ़ी है, इसलिए आने वाले दिनों में सारे प्रकार की शंका संशय को दूर करने के लिए और पारदर्शिता लिया जाएगा, और जो लोग उसमें कहीं ना कहीं एक आधा जगह पे कुछ गड़बड़ी करने का कोशिश कर भी रहे होंगे, उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई भी लिया जाएगा। देखो, विपक्ष के पास कोई मुद्दा है नहीं। चुनाव में हार के बाद उनके मन में एक इधर उधर की मुद्दा की तलाश में है। ये भी ऐसा उनको लग रहा था कि एक मुद्दा मिल जाएगा, लेकिन जब आज परामर्श और रिकमेंडेशन कोई भी दे, फाइनली जजमेंट तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ही तो दिया ना।
And even as you listen in to that response that has come in, remember, from the Education Minister, the NTA continues to say that there is nothing that has gone wrong. All that they say that there were minor glitches, and this is the reason why a reconduct of the 1,500+ students who got those grace marks actually will take place. But in the middle of all this, clearly, there has been a lot of politics. Right from the DMK in Tamil Nadu, that, remember, for the longest time has been against the NEET, and they say that this is an exam that should not happen. There have been a lot of wrongdoings, they claim, in the entire system and the way the exam is conducted right from the very beginning. To the Congress party again, that is saying, why is the government not willing for an open CBI inquiry? So is it important now that we have an independent probe into what has happened so far? We have a lot of these reactions that have come in from the opposition. Let's quickly listen in to what they have to say too.
कि 24 लाख बच्चों ने जो नीट की जो परीक्षा दी है, उनके भविष्य के साथ जो खिलवाड़ आज इस परीक्षा के द्वारा हुआ है, उस पर एक जांच होनी चाहिए, सीबीआई की जांच होनी चाहिए। आज शिक्षा मंत्री प्रधान जी चुप। जिस एनटीए के नेतृत्व में ये पूरे का पूरा स्कैम हुआ, पेपर लीक हुआ, आप उसी को बोल रहे हो कि आप इंक्वायरी करें, निष्पक्ष जांच की हम अपेक्षा कैसे कर सकते हैं?
Asking 1,563 students to redo is welcome, but the core problem still remains. Do we need NEET? You are discriminating people. This is because of the wrong policies of the government. I think NEET should be scrapped and let the states decide what they want. This is our request.
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन स्टाफ है, जो कॉलेजेस हैं, ये सब मिलकर पेपर लीक कर रहे हैं, उस पर 30 से 40 लाख रुपए कमाते हैं. जो व्यवस्था है उस पर कहीं ना कहीं प्रश्न चिन्ह उठ रहा है.
And we also have a response that has come in now from the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, who's countering Mallikarjun Kharge's charge, who claimed rigging, paper leak, corruption took place. And Dharmendra Pradhan says do not politicize, and he also does say that the opposition here is continuing to mislead people. But away from politics, ladies and gentlemen, there are serious questions that have to be raised. So we have a panel that's going to be looking at a lot of interesting things, whether it's the paper leak, whether it's about students, what they should be doing, and also about the fact that what happens when there are such serious allegations. I want to quickly say good evening to Dr. D.S. Rana, Head of Nephrology and Chairman of the Gangaram Trust, who's joining us on the broadcast. He's been kind enough to take out time for us this evening. Sumit Jain is the co-founder of Unacademy, also live with us, and Dr. Karan Juneja, National Co-Convener of the IMA Junior Doctors Network, is also with us. So, gentlemen, thank you all for your time. What you say today, your opinion is very, very important. And we'll go one by one. And I want to begin this conversation with Dr. D.S. Rana. Dr. Rana, when you look at what has happened, and not just the NEET exam, the entire, controversy about it, sir, but what a lot of students say, that what about our future? Why is our future at stake? They say we are not happy with the kind of resolution that has come in so far. In the light of tons of paper leaks that the country has seen, sir, how do you view the situation? What really needs to be done?
I really do not know what is true, but if there are allegations that are true, I think they do require investigation. But however, if the students feel that some of the students, I think they are being deprived of admission into medical college, or some are getting preference as per their news, So I think we should have fair sort of introspection of this NTA conducting examination. But at the same time, I am not against NEET. I feel that NEET is a very good initiative to ensure uniform chance for all the students to get into admission into MBBS, But if there are some discrepancy, there are some shortage or some gaps, they should be seen and they should be corrected, Otherwise, there will be, if you have to think of corrupt practices, then the corrupt practice can happen in any way, whether it is state-wise or whether it is institution-wise. So basically, we got to look into the various allegations. And if there are allegations proved true, obviously, we have to take some corrective action. But I would like to stress that, number one, students should not suffer and NEET should stay,
Okay, Dr. Rana, when you say that, I do understand that, you come with a lot of experience, with the kind of hard work that, it really takes to reach where you are today. You have a lot of aspiring doctors who want to be there where, you are today. But the fact is that when they begin their journey on perhaps a very rocky footing like this, and a lot of students that we were speaking to here on the channel initially also said that no one is listening to us. So what should a student be doing right now? What should the NEET aspirants be doing right now? What would be your advice?
I think authorities should listen to the students' allegation, and if they are true, they should be given chance to reappear or whatever they can. Correction should be done to this, But there must be, if there is something, some spark is there must be something wrong also that should be looked into,
So you think there should be a proper investigation into everything that the students are saying, and the government perhaps should also listen to them?
Yeah, NTA should reply, like National Testing Agency, they should look into it, and a proper reply should be given to students, and other solutions should be given to them,
And Dr. Rana,
that's how I...
Yes, there is another question that one of our viewers was asking. Now, he's a parent to a child who wants to be a doctor, but he said that is it fair? Is the examination system in the country even fair, with all kind of, reports of paper leaks coming in from different states, different examinations, now even the NEET exam? What would you want to say to them?
As I told you that if some corrupt practice is going to be there, then they will happen everywhere, whether it's NTA or whether some other agency. So basically, I feel NTA should ensure their authenticity and their say good practices. So probably, though it is 7-year-old system now, but there are some discrepancies. If they are true, they should correct them. That is what I say. That if students are saying that the injustice has been done, then they should be given chance again to get fair chance to get into the system.
Absolutely, because I think we agree with that entire philosophy that says that the students matter. In a system like this, nothing else matters but the students matter, and that is the reason why. Absolutely, it's very important to listen to them. Dr. Rana, with your permission, I also want to get in a quick word with Sumit, who's a co-founder of Unacademy. He's been very patiently listening to us and the conversation, Sumit. Now, I'm sure you also must have been bombarded, Sumit, with multiple queries, multiple accounts of people. They're way ahead. They must be saying, what is it that we should be doing? Students are still at the Jantar Mantar, they are sitting on a satyagraha, Sumit. Is this what our students deserve?
No, I definitely think that they should focus only on studying physics, chemistry, biology. We are speaking on their behalf. We are fighting with the NTA. We will make sure that they get justice. But please understand, these students have been preparing for NEET for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Right? And when they see that 67 people getting AR1, they lose their mind because this is statistically not even possible. And that's when we started raising voices. And then NTA was not open about talking about it, that why they did not even acknowledge the concept of grace marks. Is my voice echoing?
Sumit, we can hear you just fine. Why don't you push that point a little further? You've touched two important things. One is obviously about the grace marks, and one is about that cent percent score of 720 by 720. You say this is practically not possible at all?
Yes, we got 3 AR1 in 2021. We got 1 in 2022. We got 2 in 2023. And this time we got 67. We look at 67, out of those, 44 we got 720 out of. We got 17 people got grace mark because of a wrong question. We got 6 people out of 15 got grace marks because of time. 44 people, 70 out of 720. Paper leak, the paper very easy. Second thing we need to look at 650 rank, at 650, the person is not getting a student last year we got rank at 650. This year we are getting 30. So how do we ensure that somebody studying hard, 650 plus is getting what they deserve?
Okay, Sumit, I'm just losing your audio midway, so I want to fix that. And what we'll also do is we'll thank Dr. Rana for his time. But Sumit continues to stay with us, and we'll also have Dr. Karan Juneja joining us on the other side of this quick break. And that is where we'll put our spotlight on what has happened so far. There is, ladies and gentlemen, a center in Haryana from where you have 6 of the toppers, all coming in from the same center. How did that happen? Then in Bihar, there are reports of an FIR that was lodged, and apparently some people caught. And that is from where the entire buzz of leak of the paper began. So on the other side of this quick break, we put our focus on those two aspects and we try to find out who's accountable, if at all, and will the students ever get justice? Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. So the nation wants to know, will there be any accountability? Will heads roll? Will there be some action? Sumit Jain, co-founder of Unacademy, continues to stay with us. And also good to have Dr. Karan Juneja, the national co-convener of the IMA Junior Doctors Network. Also, Karan, I'll begin by asking you what happens from here on. And, are you happy with what has happened so far in the Supreme Court and what you've heard from the government?
Ma'am, but I believe that this justice has been not done complete. It is incomplete justice. The Supreme Court has only taken into perspective of the grace marks. The issue of around 7 students coming from one center, and it's the government's own report. The report of the FIR filed at Patna,
yes,
which has this thing into account that paper was leaked. There is a non-cooperation from NT on that issue, which has also been reported in the FIR. Ma'am, as well as if we see that the students, there are a lot of students who have just merely passed in their 12th examinations, and they are scoring so high marks in a competitive exam.
Karan, what do you allege here? Do you allege that there is a scam? Do you allege that there has been a paper leak? Do you allege that perhaps, there are bigger hands involved here?
Ma'am, I'm not alleging, but it's actually government's own report. It's an FIR report which in itself says in Patna that yes, there was a paper leak. Ma'am, if there was a paper leak, they were asking NTA to cooperate regarding it. There was not cooperation was not happening from NTA on that perspective.
Okay, you say cooperation is not happening. Sumit, what is then the way ahead? Because the students are adamant, they are saying we want justice, we are sitting on the streets. The government says that there is no paper leak. Then what is the way ahead?
The first foremost important thing is we need to do a fully independent and thorough investigation on this matter. That is something which has not been done so far, and there should be CBI, there should be Supreme Court getting involved, because it is very, very important that students should be given justice. If any student who is going to become a doctor who is not deserving, it's not right. If any student who deserves to be a doctor and does not become, it's also not right. And this is definitely the case here, because as I was saying that if you get 650 marks in NEET this year, you are not assured of a government seat, which means there's such a 400% inflation, which is never heard of. 67 people getting Air 1, never heard of. Not even just NEET, any exam whatsoever. So there has been problem. I don't want to jump on.
Karan, I have run out of time. I'll give you 30 seconds just to tell me what is your advice to students and your appeal to the government now. 30 seconds.
I think to the students, they must continue studying for the exam, and to the government, they have the numbers and mail IDs of all the students. They can do a free and fair survey, what the students want. And what is justified, the justice must prevail, ma'am, and it must be for everyone. Because it's a noble profession and the best of the best must come out. And there must be principle of equality which must prevail, ma'am, for everyone.
Absolutely. And like the Supreme Court said, the sanctity of the exam and the agency is something that needs to be restored. I thank both Sumit and Dr. Karan Juneja for joining us. Viewers, we will continue to track that story here on Times Now. Do let us know what you also think of the entire issue. Should there be an independent probe, we'll track that closely.